What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We're going to be doing a little maintenance on our 2016 Toyota Land Cruiser. I'm going to be changing the oil filter housing for the plastic to the metal one, and then we're going to change the oil. So let's get started. Alright, first up, let's pop the hood. Second one, gas tank, hood. Alright, so other than the skid plates, changing the oil, and this 200 series Land Cruiser and a Tundra or Sequoia is going to be the same. On this Land Cruiser, you only take off half of this, if I recall correctly, for the oil filter. I think we take A off. Then you take this side off, and there's a little plate for the oil drain back there that we take off. So, alright, on this Land Cruiser, you got to remove 3 10 mils and 5 12 mils. The 10 mils are here, 1, 2, 3 here in the front. We'll do those first. Alright guys, and just for reference, the drain plug is a 14, just like on my Tundra. Right back there. I don't know if you can see. That's up here. And then the filter housing is right here. That will be switching out. Alright guys, the torque spec on my Tundra for this is 30 foot-pounds, so it shouldn't be very tight. And it's got a gasket on it too that needs to come off. There we go. Once you get it off. My wife just drove this, so let me make sure it ain't too hot. There we go. Ain't too bad. A little warm. Alright, while we let that drip drain, here's the part number for the oil filter. And then, so it's 9430 12 031 it looks like, for the washers. You need a new one of those every time. And the ones I have with blue, you can see there. Alright guys, got the drain plug already back in, 30 foot-pounds. My GoPro didn't want to operate, so we're on the oil filter now. So Toyota designed this so you can drain the bottom here. You use a extension, and you stick it in like that, and you can loosen it. So I'm going to do that. It's just a 3/8 extension, fits in there. This should only be torqued to like 9 foot-pounds, so it should be, yeah, not too. Shouldn't be torqued too much. Alright, you get a little bit of oil out from that. But then there's a tool that they give you with your oil filter that you can stick in there and drain the rest. I'll show you. Alright, let's unbox the oil filter. So here's the tool that you drain the filter housing with. You stick it in there and then it'll drain. And then it comes with the gaskets. And then the filter. Cartridge style. So let's go ahead and drain the housing. Alright guys, I already did this. So here's the on my Tundra. So I have the plastic. I have a plastic and a metal. I don't know which one's which, but I'm going to show you the part number here. It is 15620-31060. Let's see which one this is. Okay, so this is the metal one. Okay, here's the metal one. You can see it says Toyota on the cap, and it's aluminum. The only thing you have to do is you have to switch out this filler tube. So this is for one of the cars, Toyota cars. I think it's like a Camry or Avalon. So this is too short. I already switched out this one too, but I'll show you the difference between them. So here's the two side by side. So here's the plastic resin one. You can see I don't have any broken tabs. All three are there. And then the one. A lot of dealerships will break these off, or people will have the wrong tool and break these off. So there's the plastic one, and then here's the metal one. You can see it only has 2 tabs instead of the 3 that the plastic one has. 3 on top, 1 on the bottom. This one just has 1 on top, 1 on the bottom. So that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to swap these out. So we'll get rid of this plastic one on the Cruiser, and we'll put the aluminum one on. Alright, so we have the plastic filter housing out here. I didn't show it, but this is where the small gasket goes. I'll show it when I reassemble. The to the metal housing. But here's the bottom plug, and here's the filter housing. So as you can see, it turns. So I don't know if you can see, but inside there's these little clips. I got it out. Alright, so basically you have this bottom piece, which is the tube. You have the spring, and then you have the, I gotta clean it up a little bit here. You have the piece on the bottom that we pushed up to drain the housing. These all need to be swapped over to the new one. Okay, so you actually bend the tabs in. I don't know if you can see that. And then you can twist it off. Like this. So the tabs should look like this. I don't know if you can see. Hopefully you can see. They're bent up like that. The springs actually look the same and they feel the same. But I reused the old stuff on my Tundra, so I'm going to do the same thing here. The springs seat in there. See how it stays in there? And then spin these tabs up, like so. You stick it in the housing, and then you'll turn it. And then you bend the tabs back down. Alright guys, so we're going to reassemble the housing. You can see I got the metal one. So first thing is we'll put the cartridge in. Back over the tube. This way you got to use the factory tube. See, it goes up. The other one would only be like here. And then we're going to get some oil. And I told you about the small one. It goes right here. Just coat this in oil. That way it doesn't get pinched when you retighten this. And then I like to assemble this while I'm already here. And then you just gotta tighten it when it's on the vehicle. So this is 9 foot-pounds, and this whole housing is 18. And we'll do the same thing with this. is going to go onto here. So you want to make sure you took, if you're not doing a new housing, it'll probably still be here. You want to make sure you take it off. And you want to leave this one up because when you torque the housing down, you don't want the O-ring to move. You probably could have put the filter on after you did this, honestly. But make sure you get it down this bottom groove. Some people put it here, but you can see don't do that. The threads are still here. Alright, then we'll just reassemble it. So the oil we're using today is 5W30 Mobile One Truck and SUV. I have been using extended performance, but I read on Bob the Oil Guy that this had, I can't remember exactly what it had, but it was more suited for harder working, but it's only rated for 10,000 miles, where annual or extended performance was 20. So right now we're changing ours once a year, and right now it only had about 6,000 miles on this oil change, so I figured that'd be fine for us, because we'll never go the full mileage anyway. I wouldn't wait 20,000 or 10 for that matter. I would change it before that, but put a little bit of oil in here. All right, guys, I can't find my big torque wrench, so we're going to use the small one, the mini one I have here. So let's go ahead and torque this to 20 foot-pounds. You can hear it doesn't take very much. And then the little small plug that we drained with, that gets torqued to 9 foot-pounds. And it uses just the extension. Alright guys, time to fill her up. I can't remember if I take this cover off. I do not. Okay. Alright, as I said earlier, we're using 5W30 Mobile One Truck and SUV. Alright, so for my Tundra, in this one, about 8 quarts. I fill these single quart bottles up with 5W32, and it's about 1 5-quart jug and then 3 of these small bottles. Gets it on the fill line on the dipstick. This one says 0W20. It's what we used to use before we switched to 5W30. The rest of the world, for the Land Cruiser, it recommends all the way up to like 10W40, I think. So we've been using 530 in both, and I think it really quiets down the 5.7. It really doesn't have that chatter anymore on starts with the 5W30. I haven't really noticed a penalty in fuel economy either. I'll let y'all listen when I start up here, after I get these other two in here. I haven't noticed any ill effects either at the 5W30 in the winter, but our vehicles do get parked in a garage. Usually only gets to about 40 or so in the garage. So we don't really have cold starts. I'm sure if it sat outside, it would have cold starts. But there goes my towels. There's my wife. She's gonna try and catch my towels, I think, or something. No, she didn't. So what I do is I usually buy just 2 5-quart jugs, and then I just refill these singles to get exactly to 8. You could just measure off the 5-quart jug to 8, but I think it's easier this way. All right, I'm gonna change into a startup here with the 5.7 Alright guys, I'll show you how to reset the oil, or the oil change thing here. And you get to go, see it says 3,000 miles. So we'll go up to settings, and we go down to oil maintenance, hit the enter button, you reset, then reset. Same thing for service, we're going to do the same thing. So scheduled maintenance, reset. So if we go back over to vehicle, so this vehicle's set for 10,000 mile oil changes, so it shows $999. And that's how you reset it in the Land Cruiser. I'll show you how to do it in my truck. Alright, so in the Tundra, what you do is you turn the key to on, or to set on, yeah. Don't start it though, you turn it to A. And then you go off, completely off. Then while you're holding, it's gonna be hard to do. You hold the trip while turning the key. I'm gonna have to put you all down here, hold on. There. You hold the trip while turning the key to on. Again, and you'll see it says resetting. And that's how you reset it. Alright guys, now we wait a little bit. I think Toyota says you gotta let it cool down like 10 or 15 minutes after you let it run, and then we'll check the final level. It should be, like I said, when I do 8 quarts, it's about at the full line. There's the low dot and then the high dot. It's at the high dot. So 8 quarts usually does it for me. I let it drain until it starts just barely trickling out. But yeah, that's the maintenance oil change, DIY oil change on a 200 series Land Cruiser. Any 5.7 liter Toyota, this will be the same process. The skid plates will be different, but overall the quart capacity is the same, the drain plug location is the same, the oil filter location is the same. So hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think about the plastic versus aluminum oil filter housing. Does it make a difference? Have you experienced any issues with the plastic one? So both of ours have the aluminum one now, so we'll see going forward. Have a good one.